I clouded my mind too much on negativity. So ke ngoku ndikule stage ba noba wena awuyiboni lento endiyenzayo bakhona aba bazawubona and bazayidinga lento endizawuyenza and noba asinanto ngoku but ekugqibeleni sizawusebenza until sifika endaweni where we make this happen. So mna ndimkile ke ngoku kulaa nto ba abantu bazawuthini mabathethe wethu bakaloku bazawuthetha noba awuyenzi into basezawuthetha so
qala ngontomzodwa ke
Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza 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 Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza Qhakaza Qhakaza.
I'm CJ Audrey Nelana.
igama lami ngikutobeko uNtondo Ngume
And welcome to another episode of Qhakaza Mntase.
Well, siyakwamukela ke nakwesi siqendu sanamhlanje sika Qhakaza Mntase. Kuhle kakhulu sibona abalandeli abakhulu. Enza njalo ke nawe sola kusilandela kumakhasi ethu onqabele. Sifumana kaphi na CJ?
Sifumana ku Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
Sure.
everywhere. Using the followings at Qhakaza Mntase and at tough.eastcape.
Yebo okanye ke wo onke njengebesitsho ke sibulele kakhulu nakubaxhasi bethu abasponsorsha le show Silulo Ulutho Technologies, uPhanda Mzansi, Smart Diva
And Captain Joe's. So Sivas singene right into it. You are representing Africa.
I don't even fighting.
Manu. With that said, with that said, we would like to welcome our guest, Qhakaza namhlanje, Miss Nicole Fisher. Welcome, Nicole, to the show. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you guys, and thank you so much for having me on your show.
Oh man,
I feel honored being here.
Man, ngikuqa nje liwani umhlo uyaqhakaza.
Thank you, Nicole. See?
So, on the show, we'd like you to just give us, tell us about who's Nicole. Just give us a brief about who's Nicole, where did Nicole grow up? You get my drift, miss.
I get that. So, Nicole is actually Nicole Fisher. I'm 26-year-old female that grew up in East London. So, I basically lived most of my life in the Fynbos area. And then I moved to quite a few places in and around East London, which wasn't very permanent. But now I've been staying in Cambridge for the past 3 years. So, I'm a mother to a 6-year-old daughter. Wow. I'm the last born of my family.
Right.
And we're only girls, hence the name Tomzodwa. So, my primary school I did at Esperanza Primary. Went to high school at Alphindale, and I completed my grade 12 in 2014. Then I started working. In 2018, I did my first year at University of Fort Hare.
Right.
Wow.
But unfortunately, due to financial stories, I had to drop out there. But I'm going back. Definitely heading back. So Nicole Fisher is this individual in front of you. But what I am about is I love my community.
Sure.
I've always been one to encourage things, good things in my community, and against any social ills, you'll find me there, guns blazing, guns blazing to any social ills. So, yeah, I am what I would say an activist. I'm an aspiring model. This is
yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Aspiring, and that's basically me.
Yeah. You know, the voiceover as Qhakaza Nicole, kuminyaka yakhe 26-year-old ube ngumuntu o-active kwinto zokuhlala mhlawumbi noba yintoni ekutsalileyo ufumanise ukuba kwicommunity yam nam mandibe yingxalenye yayo?
So what happens there is, I think my upbringing has played a huge role in the person that I am. Being on varsity, I've learned in sociology that your social environment also plays a huge part in the person that you become. So my social upbringing has led me to become this person that I am today. And like I say, any social ills, you'll find me there fighting. So there are a lot of things happening and there are so little voices. Sometimes there are no voices. People tend to turn a blind eye on so many things, like, nah, I'm going to come in your area and I'm going to see this and I'm going to be like, hi, Dobs, and then Dobs going to be like, I wait. But for me, it's like, how do you allow something like that? Is exactly what's happening. And not just only in my community, in a lot of communities. That's why there is no progress. That is why our youth is just derailing, falling into this deep, dark hole, because we all just tend to turn a blind eye on things that needs someone to speak up on. And I think like God just gave me the voice and I'm using that.
Nicole, she's like La Mama. 4:10. Boom! So we are community.
No. It could not be me. It could never be me.
So today you are here to come and share us your journey within modeling. As you said, you're an aspiring model, right? Can you please tell us about your journey in the modeling career, and just tell us how is that going, and what are the challenges in the industry itself that you are facing as a young woman?
Okay, so like I said, aspiring. For me, I'm just literally starting out in this. I've always had the passion for it. I've always loved it, but I've never had the opportunity, the platform to do what I want to do. And where the challenges comes in is the fact that in our areas, in our city, there's not much opportunities. And that is the one thing that always suppressed me from doing what I love and what I wanted to do. And, being raised by a single mom, like we had the basics, she couldn't afford the extras. And the agencies that there were around here was like really, really few. It was few and expensive. So I just told myself that I can't force this onto my mom. I can't expect her to do this. One day is one day, and one day is today. So the challenges, it's really, especially when you don't have support. So financial support doesn't have to be everything, but if you don't have someone encouraging you to go to chase your dreams, if you don't have someone boosting your confidence and just motivating you into never giving up on your dreams, like that is a big downfall for anyone who would go into this career. So that is one of the challenges that I've faced. And now when this opportunity came about, I was like, you know what? I'm taking this.
The time is now.
The time is now. I'm taking this and I'm making this mine. So I just went full in on this.
So just tell us and the viewers a bit about you being the finalist and how that is going of the competition and what the competition is about.
So the competition that I'm in now, it's Miss Mia International. It's Miss Africa, Modeling in Africa, and it is an African international pageant that involves 10 African countries. We started out, I think there were 54 or 52 of us, I'm not so sure, but we started out in that number.
South Africa.
Yes, from South Africa. We came down to 25, and then now we're down to 15.
So, plateau 15?
Yes.
From 52? Wow.
So we're down to 15 now, and from the 15, 3 of us are going through to the main event, which will be hosted in Cameroon between October and November this year. So I'm just hoping we fly to Cameroon. That we're going to Cameroon. But yes, this pageant, it started out in 2020. It's fairly new. And this is the first year that they are actually involving South Africa. And we just had them post yesterday saying that the feedback, the response from South Africa, it is crazy. It is awesome. It's been amazing. And I'm going to be honest, that's how I feel. Like, I took this chance and I didn't know where it was going to take me. I really had no idea where it was going to take me. I was like, I've got nothing to lose. Let me do this. But the response has been dope. It's amazing. I just find myself every 5 minutes like,
Oh man.
I'm so humbled by this. I'm so humbled by this. It's really the response is it's awesome.
Okay, now that ukhulele Fane Boss and uthatha chance kwaungenela lewe waku top 15, then uzawube Cameroon ifike ithi la message kuwe Mntase Fane Boss Buffy uzawube Cameroon.
Oh, ndiziva kamnandi guys, andifuna uxoka. It's mna ndinalanto ba noba ndinophela apha kwi top 15, like the experience, the confidence that I've actually gained from joining this, it's like I appreciate that, and the fact that if ever mhlawumbi ndingangena kwenye competition, I know now that I've got my support it's amazing. It's awesome. Like guys, I'm too soft for this. I'm too soft for this because really like abantu bayandibonisa ba chonga if ever bucifana awuna support isignants. Like every day on WhatsApp. Sometimes my phone I'm whole day ndingangeni ku Facebook, ndingangeni ku WhatsApp, but xa phinde ndilighta even when I got like when the announcement of top 15 bendingayazi. Like I went out that year, I'm so nervous. And I got there, abantu were like, "Hi, Bo, how are you number 3? Like you're supposed to be number 1, number 3." And yes, and at that time I went, put on my phone, and I was like, wow. The tags I got on Facebook, the messages on WhatsApp, they were actually upset that I'm number 3 because they wanted me to be number 1. And they're like, no.
Top 15.
Exactly, because I was nervous. I was nervous. Like, okay, I knew the response was, but there were other points that we were judged on. So now having that support on social media, I knew that it's not enough because there's like other things that we're being judged on. So the I understand it, but it's not based only on your views and your support on Facebook. So that hence not getting the 3rd place because the others were like from the first round actually they had their support on Instagram, which I am on Instagram, but I don't have as many followers and support. So that's what actually built the others up. And like I said, when I initially entered, I wasn't, I was just taking a chance seeing this how Pela Bilento. And then after that I was like, all right, you're going through the next round, so missing round and go.
Okay, so you mentioned that you grew up in Fane Boss. Okay, this is like, I want to know that what are the challenges that you have faced as a young colored girl growing up in Fane Boss? Did you think that you would even make it to the top 15?
To be honest, I will tell you that
the whole stigmas.
I've never thought that I would make it this far. In fact, I never even had the confidence to even enter any other competition. This is my first competition, and like I say, the confidence was never there because, when you hear too many voices at a time, it just tends to pile up there. And now I've got this thing where abantu bazawuthini. Abantu bazawuthini. And just
abantu bazawuthini syndrome. Ngobani laba bantu?
So I've always had that like abantu bazawuthini. Just because you're getting that kind of support on social media doesn't mean that ndizawufumana the same thing. So andikwazi ukwenza into bona pha kuwe, andikwazi ukwenza into efana nale yakho because as andiyazi abantu bazawuthini ngam. Now I look at myself in the mirror and I see Nicole. I don't know that people see Nicole as an activist. I don't know people see Nicole as a model. I don't know people see Nicole being able to do all these things. And really, throughout the competition, I've had my hurdles, and then one first thing that comes to mind, like, oh, yeah. And then I really just tell myself, okay, you know what? Not gonna stress myself. I'm just gonna leave this competition. And then the people come, and they tell me, the same about to tell me, get the hell up from there. You have to do this. And you know, the motivation, the support, it's just, it feels unreal. Like, I don't know how this is all for me. Like, I don't know this is all for me. I never expected all this to be for me. Even this morning, like, this point of the competition, votes are being paid for. And then this is where I told myself, you know what? I guess this is where you're just gonna take the back seat.
No.
I opened the voting app, and it's we listed based on popularity. There's Nicole, got the most votes so far. And I was like, what?
They are correct.
Like, what? Like, is this really me, guys? It's I'm really, really humbled by what this competition, because now this being my first, and it's got such great feedback. I'm definitely taking the next one and the next one and the next one. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning.
I want to talk about your activism. You've worked quite, or you have been so active in a lot of cases around the community. Can you just enlighten the audience or share with the audience and ourselves, what is your most case that you have been so passionate about? And yeah.
So, the one case that I am really invested in and have been invested in from day one is the Justice for Mfundo. So, the Justice for Mfundo is, Mfundo was my late sister's cousin, but I take them as my family, because we're all family. So, Mfundo was a really, really humbled guy who never believed in violence. And then, unfortunately, he succumbed to violence, which is ironic. You don't like violence, but your life ended due to violence. And in a street that was filled with people, his case ended up not having witnesses, you know. And it's saddening knowing that he grew up with these people, he grew up in front of the adults. These people, he regarded these people as his friends, his neighbors, and now when the time comes for him, he doesn't have a voice. He can't speak for himself. And then just no one is interested enough to speak up for him. You understand? So for me, I didn't even put much thought into it. Like, what I like to do is I like to write in my free time, like anything and everything. I like to write. So I was just there typing, not knowing the first post that I posted about Mfundo was going to get such a great response. It went like
Viral.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And then so did the next. And I was like, all right, so let me be Mfundo's voice. Because people are actually listening to me. So let me do this. Let me put it upon myself to be the voice for him, because he doesn't have a voice anymore. So since the day of his passing, I've just taken it upon myself to be his voice. And to be honest, things haven't changed a bit, you know, but at the end of the day, we won't stop fighting for his justice until justice has been served. We won't stop making noise until law takes its course.
Wow. So akhona amanye amaphulo owenza community yakho lento activist?
Yes, so currently I'm in the process of starting ENPO YAM, which is will be known as Growth for Girls, Growth for Girls.
Okay.
So basically, I have picked up in my community the lack of support. Doesn't matter what kind of support, mentorship and whatever, for the young girls. You know, young girls in our area, not just the young girls, the guys also, but I would like to focus more on the girls. Because I don't know how it would be for me to mentor a young man, but I know what a young girl needs. So I would like to focus on that for now, and just the mentorship, be there for them, to uplift them, to motivate them, because society is in a space where everyone just wants to do something to fit in with the next one. And you don't care about the consequences that you have to face. Like, I don't even think they are aware of the consequences of the things that they do. It's just that mna ngifuna ufana nawe, ngifuna uyenza lento yenza ngu-CJ. So ngiyaqasha u-CJ uyayazi lento ayenzayo ba kukho umzali ozawuma apha amthethelele, but mna ananomzali mna, but ndifuna uyenza lento iyenza ngu-CJ. Then CJ just gets away with it. Mna ke ngoku I take the fall for everything that's been happening. So I think there's just quite a lot. Like, there are girls going through the most. You know how many vulnerable girls are out there, but even if the family itself is suppressing them to speak of their abuse, to speak of the things that they endured. You know, you can't tell someone who's been raped, no, don't, like, when you start going to church and like, hayi uyagula ngoku. If I feel like my healing is in church, mhlawumbi uThixo uzandiunderstand okanye uzandikhulula kule nto ndikuyo. Family, they turn around and tells me about ndiyaphambana, like things like that, and these people tend to come to me, you know, and as a person, there's only as much as I can do. But if I have an NPO, I can seek more professional help for them, and, you know, actually get them to do the things that they need to do in order for them to find healing. Like, I can get up to 10 girls in less than a month in my inbox. Can I please talk to you? Can I please ask you something? And, you know, sometimes I would really be off social media for 2 or 3 days because ngoku ndihleli necase endingayazi naqala ndizayithini. But how do I tell this one I can't, whereas that one was referred by someone else that I've actually helped? Ngoku, the stories are not the same. The problems are not the same. So I would be like just off social media because ndiyastressa ngoku andilali andiyityi, because how am I going to solve this problem? And this person trusted me, coming to me. So that's when I decided about this is going to happen. Growth for Girls is going to become something. And fortunately for me, I need 2 more directors for me to register it. Fortunately, I have a qualified social worker who's going to be part, and a final year social work student as well. So I think we're in the right path now. And then also I've got a lot of support from Friends of Skalk. It's also a community outreach program founded by Skalk van der Sand. He's doing a lot of community work. Like, he's doing so much that even yesterday he told me that he's going to register me for this program. It's like a short course where you deal with abused females and stuff like that. So he's going to do, like, he just does amazing work.
Wow. You know, njengoba mamelo Nicole, unento manje uyimenshina apha ekunqokoleni kwethu yoba kwaba bantu bayakwazi ukugxeka kulento, kwaba bantu bengaba bantu bathi phakama uyenze lento. Mhlambi ungamxela nombukeli ibaleke kantoni usithatha isigqibo, because abantu bathi gqiko sithi hayi wethu into lento yemodeling bakwabona hayi uqhuba kahle. Umzekelo uzavula NPO, mhlambi bakhona bathi uyikhathela nto le NPO apha uzawuxhaswa ngibani ngalonto. So kubaleke kantoni ukusithatha isigqibo xa uzawuyenza into ungakhange umamela abantu bazakuphazamisa baphinda kuthini?
Yabona, mna into endiyenzayo ngoku, into ndayibhaqa mna ndiyoya gqithi into ingathi like ayinamsebenzi. A lot, like growing up, I've had a lot of negativity. I've had a lot of people put me down because ngoku, like when I was in school, I used to be a top student, and for me it was like nothing. But a lot of other students' parents would congratulate them, the families would, you know, it would be something big for them. But mna xa ndifike endlini kuthiwa hayibo. And then? Are you doing anyone a favor? Do you want to get paid? Like things like that. So, mna ndakhula ndimamela gqithi izinto as negative, and I clouded my mind too much on negativity. So ke ngoku ndikule stage ba noba wena awuyiboni lento endiyenzayo, bakhona aba bazawubona and bazayidinga lento endizawuyenza. And noba asinanto ngoku, but ekugqibeleni sizawusebenza until sifika endaweni where we make this happen. So mna ndimkile ke ngoku kulaa nto ba abantu bazawuthini mabathethe wethu kaloku bazawuthetha noba awuyenzi into basezawuthetha so
Xelela ngontomzodwa ke.
So just before we wrap up and go through, I just want to ask you this question. What is your biggest like flex with this whole modeling thing? Like, what is one thing that stood out for you during the time maybe of the pageant or during this time whereby on social media and stuff? What is that one thing that stood out that you were like, wow, really like, okay, Nicole, okay?
So the wow factor throughout this pageant is always going to be my support. Like my support has been amazing. Trust me, it's like I'm saying, growing up, I always, whatever I did was like, so you're not doing anyone a favor. So now actually me doing small things and putting it out there, it gets huge reactions. Like I'm saying, even with the Mfundo thing, for me, I just write in my I stopped writing because whatever I write down, like people go through my stuff and I stopped that completely. And then I just go to Facebook and I write whatever I'm feeling at that moment. And what to me is like, I ain't doing gaga way too. Once it's out there, it gets such great response. And I'm like, but these people are actually encouraging me because now I've always thought of writing my own book. And I got to a point where I was writing and then I got sidetracked because now people are reading my stuff and I don't like it and I'm not confident enough and then I stopped. But now everything I'm feeling at that moment, I write it immediately on Facebook. And then I tell you, everything comes back with positive feedback. It always comes back. Like people would send me messages. Like I would be, like I say, I would go off social for like 2-3 days and then my phone would start ringing. What's wrong? Where are you? Are you okay? Like no morning motivation, no jokes, no prayers, no nothing. We can't continue with life. And people would be like, you know what? They would just randomly text me. We wake up in the morning for your motivation or your praise. We would go through life and then you just crack a joke there on Facebook and everything is forgotten. And then we in that mood, but Qhakaza was writing this silly thing again. And for me, like I've always grown, like I grew up with this, like whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing anyone a favor and I'm not doing it for somebody because I've never actually had the support. Like it was always, there's this thing that I was always told, you always want to be the reddest smarty in the box. Meaning I always want to be, but I couldn't help that I was a smart child. And I was literally, from my family here in East London, I was the first matriculant.
Wow.
And like, you know, I've always had that backlash by uzenza better because UNESCO, but like matric is doing nothing for nobody. Like, wow, there's so many people who's got degrees that's not doing anything for them. So they've always had that because my level of thinking is not the same. So I've always had that backlash. So me going onto social media and getting that support, like which is, it's endless. It's endless, the support. You would see someone posting something about me, Goku. In 6 hours, that same person is posting something else about me. And for me, it's like I always wanted support. And look at social media, it's giving me that support. And that has been the main thing for me throughout this pageant. And it's also the main thing that's actually pushing me to continue.
With that said, Nicole, regarding, you spoke about votes and regarding those details, can you just tell us how do we vote for you and what are the channels that we have to take?
Okay, so on my Facebook page, I drop the link every day, but voting is done on Soft Votes app, and a vote costs R5. I have the link on my Facebook page on Nicole Fisher. You will find it there. So directly you go through, you go to that link, follow the link, and then voting. There's quite a few options on how many votes you want to cast, but one vote costs R5, and then there's also packages for anyone. So Facebook, Nicole Fisher, that's where you'll find me. And also, I've just started my own blog. It's called Becoming Coco. So,
Okay, and where can we get your blog?
it's also on Facebook. It's Becoming Coco.
Okay.
It's named Becoming Coco, and there you'll just pick up how I came about to become the person that I am now.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired.
Kudomzodwa nyana.
Hayi, wenza kakhulu.
Kulo msuzwana sincokole activist
Model.
incwadi azayibhala
Author.
ayicinga uyibhala and modeler sininzi man like umsuzwana uyi-1 then edishore uzayiwina.
Thank you guys.
And also you need uphinda ubuyela uzapha kuqhakaza.
Yes, I'm coming in. I'm gonna say.
Then amazwi akho okugqibela nokukhuthaza umuntu omtsha pha ekhaya oqoma mna ndikhulele anayina lo matric mna ndihleli pha eFan Post njalo njalo mhlawumbi ukhona nomnye ongasanathemba nabo bantu bona bamele izinto negative baphela bechafa wesi ndiyafuna ke ukunika ichance motivate ke umuntu omtsha obukela pha ekhaya.
So that's Coco, Nicole. I am out here, guys, and I know what it's like not to have support, not to have nothing. You look around and you tell yourself, there's nothing I can do with my life now. But I am telling you, it doesn't have to be now. It doesn't have to be tomorrow or next year. But as long as you are determined to do something about it, as long as you are willing to get up out of that dark hole and tell yourself that no matter how small an opportunity might present itself to you, you take every opportunity that you can get and you make it yours. Like I took Miss Mia and I made it mine. I might not walk away with this title, but Miss Mia will always be the one thing that I will always say gave me my confidence and gave me courage to do what I have always wanted to do. So guys, it's not the end of the world. We all have to start somewhere. You can't change the world, but one community at a time, one person at a time, and you have to start with yourself.
Wow.
Hi, Chonga. I am more motivated to do more things. But with that said, I think that means we have come to the end of the show.
Yeah. Kokugqibela mhlambi la makhasi akho onxibelelwano Facebook ufumana kaphi? Kasiphinde sikhumbuze ukugqibela.
On Facebook, Nicole Fisher. My personal blog, it's Becoming Coco, also on Facebook. On TikTok, I'm Melanin Coco. And then on Instagram, the Queen Coco.
The Queen Coco. Wow, good job.
Wena ngubani?
Mna? Dingo ntombo. Right ke kweso siqendu sanamhlanje masibulele kakhulu kodwa ke sibulele kakhulu nakubaxhasi bethu abasichasayo kule nkqubo silulolutho technologies Phanda Mzansi Smadiva
and Captain Joe's. With that said, I am CJ Odrinelana.
igama lami ndingintobeko Ntonto Ngume sithi
Who's up now? The friends, turning foes when it storms. Who's up now? The smile on my face, inside torn. Who's up now? Pushing through the pain without hope. Who's up now? The whispers that you failed and you're falling. Who's up now? But the blue ticks and reject calls, is nobody there. Who's up now? But the helping hand from a stranger and not your own. Who's up now? Get the dirt off, put the work on and the rise on. Who's up now? The foes screaming bro, claiming loyalty.
All I needed was a team, somebody to empower me, the Lulu leopard dream. You'll never understand, I'll push myself to keep it real. The potential ability and the strength is in the puzzle. Nphume makasi bazi don't get contribution. Bakubona move forward just nqende bahoqo bushi. Bafuna ugeca baphake kodwa khange bapheke. Xa nikhwela amaqonga banjonge gigigi bahleke. Bayibona inqwele ihamba now usutsiba khange uncede. All my plans faded. Akhona ufuna unceda. There's no munyamezela due this pain fate I've waited.
Turning foes when it storms.
Who's up
But
now?
the smile on my face, inside torn.
Who's up now?
Pushing through the pain without hope.
Who's up
The
now?
whispers that you failed and you're falling.
Who's up now?
The blue ticks and reject calls, is nobody there.
Who's up now?
The helping hand from a stranger and not your own.
buza mna
Get the dirt off, put the work on and the rise on.
buza mna
The foes screaming bro,
Yo.
claim loyalty.
Especially continues nangayazi bazawuzesale so ku hustle on your own uhlanga lakho likwenza uchafe impi yamadoda ayipheli suthuma imfazwe mayiqale akhona indawo uzoshicelela performa uzobhataleka exposure khona relax sanasi nesintwana uzoflex sana I'm back at my ghetto njonge edwengena kombani nalamanzi abanda ceke foba manje yespanda squad buza mna we killing shows then after that sipathi ndanele mna jambisa are you a friend or foe anikwazi push passion and drain I'm fair to please let me go Sancho the day I decided uba independent is the day ndafumana khona impolo mfethu remember dala lesikara lendawo uzorekhoda ndijikeleza amajita engekho bawelayo undinceda abe kuyo lento ndikuyo yabo ndiyabona uba ndibhalwanga hip hop ebusweni but ke ndimlondi kule ndawo bafethu mfethu udinga isiporo sokhwela uyoperforma buza mna dinga indawo yorekhoda buza mna mfethu ubunzima bodrop i-album buza mna struggle samakopolo ubhataleka buza mna one love